The night started like any other late-night broadcast, with cheers, polished jokes, and a charismatic guest list. But what unfolded between Stephen Colbert and Andrew Garfield became one of the most bizarre and uncomfortable moments in the show's recent history. As Garfield walked onto the stage, the applause was thunderous. He's a fan favorite, known for his sincerity and charm. At first, everything flowed naturally. Playful jokes, charming smiles, and anecdotes about upcoming projects. But tension began to build the moment Colbert brought up a controversial quote Garfield made during a recent press tour. What was meant to be a light segue turned into a spark as Garfield's demeanor shifted. "I think you're twisting my words," he said with an uneasy laugh, while Colbert raised an eyebrow, clearly surprised by the unexpected resistance. The air in the studio tightened, and something about the tone made the audience stop laughing. Colbert, known for pressing gently but firmly, didn't back off. He continued questioning Garfield about comments regarding method acting and industry elitism, which had recently gone viral for all the wrong reasons. Garfield leaned back, crossed his arms, and challenged Colbert directly. "Stephen, are we doing this on air?" Colbert smiled politely, but there was a flicker of annoyance in his eyes. "I just think the audience deserves context," he replied coolly. That's when Garfield began firing back, accusing the host of using selective editing and media narratives to paint actors as out of touch. The exchange escalated from sharp remarks to pointed jabs. Colbert retorted with a sarcastic remark about actors needing a thicker skin, and Garfield responded by questioning whether Colbert's comedy ever actually challenged power, or just mocked it safely from a studio. By the third minute of the clash, the mood had soured completely. What started as awkward banter quickly grew into something real and uncomfortable. Garfield, visibly frustrated, said, "This is exactly why some of us hate doing these shows. You pretend to be on our side, but you're just another gatekeeper, with punchlines." Colbert, clearly taken aback but still trying to retain composure, quipped, "Well, Andrew, some of us try to inform and entertain. You just seem entertained by your own outrage." The audience gasped, unsure whether to laugh or cringe. Garfield stood up slightly from his seat, then sat back down, gripping the armrests, jaw clenched. "Off camera," a producer reportedly signaled, for a commercial break, but Colbert kept going, committed to seeing how far this uncomfortable moment would unfold. Garfield then took the conversation in an unexpected direction, accusing late-night television of becoming a corporate hugfest, disguised as rebellion, and Colbert, visibly tense, pushed back hard. "And what are you offering instead? Another biopic with an accent?" he asked. That line hit hard. Garfield responded with a long pause, then said, "At least I'm trying to tell human stories." "What are you doing? Interviewing billionaires and pretending it's activism?" That was the breaking point. The audience murmured, some even clapping, others dead silent. Colbert sat back, folded his hands, and said plainly, "If you don't want to be here, Andrew, you're free to leave." For a few seconds, neither moved. Cameras kept rolling, capturing the raw discomfort. Garfield stood up slowly, adjusted his blazer, and looked out at the stunned crowd. "This isn't what I signed up for," he muttered, stepping away from the desk. Colbert leaned into the microphone and announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Garfield," with an edge that made it clear the night was officially derailed. Security didn't intervene, but crew members reportedly guided Garfield out of the wings. Colbert sat silently for a beat before turning back to the camera with a tight smile. "We'll be right back," he said. The screen cut to black. What happened during the next few minutes wasn't aired, but insiders say Colbert was visibly furious backstage, venting about how guests are briefed ahead of time and how this wasn't just a performance meltdown, it was disrespect. Social media exploded within minutes. Audience members who had been present leaked details and cell phone footage showing the argument from alternate angles. Hashtags like Garfield vs. Colbert, Late Night Meltdown, and Booted Garfield began trending across Twitter and TikTok. Some users praised Garfield for standing up to what they saw as performative politics, while others defended Colbert, accusing Garfield of being thin-skinned and unnecessarily combative. A 15-second video showing Garfield saying, "You're just another gatekeeper," racked up millions of views in under 2 hours. Memes flooded in, with clips of the moment set to dramatic music, slowed down, remixed, and analyzed. The discourse split quickly between support and criticism, fueling a viral firestorm. Neither party immediately commented, but the silence only fed the frenzy. By the next morning, major outlets had picked up the story, with headlines ranging from Andrew Garfield storms off set to Stephen Colbert confronts actor on elitism. Colbert's team issued a bland press statement saying the guest's departure was unplanned, and the show regrets the situation escalated on air. Garfield, meanwhile, posted a black-and-white photo of a burning script on his Instagram story with the caption, "Say something real, get shown the door." That image alone was screenshotted and dissected across fan pages, adding fuel to the mystery. Was it performance, protest, or simply two people losing their patience on live television? Entertainment insiders began speculating about long-standing tension between Garfield and late-night media. One anonymous source claimed that Garfield had previously asked to avoid certain political topics and was already annoyed with the show's tone before stepping on stage. Others said Colbert had been planning to push Garfield on those exact topics for weeks, hoping to create a viral moment. Whether the clash was spontaneous or engineered, the consequences were real. Garfield's reps confirmed he canceled. 2 more talk show appearances scheduled later that week. Colbert, on the other hand, carried on as if nothing had happened, though viewers noticed the energy shift in the following night's monologue. It was sharper, colder, less playful. Fans of both men engaged in fierce online debates. Garfield's supporters argued that he was being punished for honesty in an environment that claims to value authenticity. Colbert's fans pointed out that a talk show is still a show, and every guest agrees to the stagecraft. Prominent voices in media weighed in, with some arguing that the incident reflected a deeper anxiety in Hollywood, the gap between celebrity ideals and commercial realities. Others dismissed it entirely as just another ego clash. Still, something about the rawness of the moment struck a chord. For once, late-night TV didn't feel safe, scripted, or polished. It felt unpredictable, and that unpredictability is what kept people watching, sharing, and arguing. As of now, no formal apology has been issued by either party. Garfield remains out of the talk show spotlight, though rumors swirl that he might address the incident in a podcast interview or use it to promote his next film. Colbert continues hosting, never mentioning the clash directly but clearly referencing that night, with subtle sarcasm in recent episodes. Whether this will be remembered as a genuine stand, a PR stunt gone wrong, or just 2 men having a bad night under bright lights, one thing is certain. Both Stephen Colbert and Andrew Garfield reminded everyone that behind every polished segment lies the risk of truth breaking through, and when it does, it's impossible to look away.